Hello and welcome to another episode of Bandit Fishing UK. In this episode, as you might have guessed, I'm fishing the Loughor Estuary and my target's flounder, my yearly flounder session. For the last couple of years I've struggled with time, so I just get out once a year. It's a small tide today, a very small tide actually, a neap, and I'm going to be fishing the flood, the last of the flood, say about 2.5-3 hours up, and maybe an hour or so back, as long as I don't run out of bait, depending on crab activity and numbers of fish, of course. If you've seen the old flounder video I did last year, you'd see my techniques, the light rods and all the rest of it. I'll show you that in a bit. But it's much the same. You don't change the winning formula, and it's what I feel confident using. And my bait, it's going to be maddies. I just put a pound of maddies on the way through. I just popped into Dragon Baits in near Aberafan. And I got a wrap of old black lug. It's been in and out of the freezer like about 4 or 5 times. And the flatty seemed to like that at the top of the bait, so I'm just waiting for the water to come in. I'm fishing a side channel, the main river. As I look into the estuary, the main river is over to my left. I'm fishing a side channel, and it's nice and deep. And flounders love features, or they're easier to find in a feature. It sort of condenses the fish, gets them into one place. So the channel that's just below me is going to be the place I'm aiming to get my baits, and there's also a little tiny dip on my left, which I might drop one rod into now and again. But time to bait some hooks up now. It's important with flounders, you don't miss the first of the push. They seem to just switch on. As soon as our water starts flooding up, bang, there's fish there, in inches of water sometimes. So time to get some baits on hooks. So this is my setup today. I've just got my normal tripod. I've got a pair of flatty fanatics, which one's 12 foot, one's 11 foot. They're just a general duty estuary flatty rod. Both paired up with a fixed spool reel. As long as you've got a sort of 600 or 6,000, sorry, upwards in size of reel, that's plenty. They are put under a little bit of pressure with weed and fish sometimes. It can be hard work, so don't use tiny little spinning reels, you'll just ruin them. So I just use chunkier reels. 15 to 18 pound main line. This one's got a tapered leader. The other one has got just a 40 pound shock leader. I won't be putting anything over 4 ounces out there, so that's more than enough. They've all got 3 ounce leads to start. I just use that as my base and go lighter or heavier depending on what I want later, depending on distance and current. And I've got various Wessex rigs, which you've seen in other videos. This one's about 4.5 foot long. I've got some 7 foot long. Whatever works. I'll just use that on one rod, use something different on the other. I'll just play about and just catch some fish. Varying lengths of snood. That's about 18 inches of snood on this 3-hook Wessex rig. The white beads, which you've seen on the other video, that one's got a pop up on the bottom, which doesn't pick the bait up off the bottom. It just adds a little bit of buoyancy, a sort of a neutral buoyancy, just make the worms dance about a bit. And all the hooks on every rig are a size 2 manta. Very sharp, thin, ideal for putting maddies on. You won't burst the worm, they'll go on easy, and you can get a load of maddies in there. 10, 15 worm on each one, just head hooked. What else have I got? Yeah, I got different styles of lead as well. It's a pyramid, I got a few grippers in the box. Just got to change, just adapt to what's happening, the conditions. I might even have to use a clip rig later, depends how far the water comes in. I might put a clip rig on one rod and just make sure I can hit the sandbar on the other side. I'm just playing about. It's a nice relaxed day, nice chilled out session, and just see how it goes. The water's just starting to push, just starting to flood in. So I'm going to drop this rod out about 5 yards, right in the middle of this channel. Right in close. I don't want to step too far down, it's very soft mud. Just a little flick. There we are. Literally 5 yards. If I went 10 yards, I'd be on dry land again. Right, now I've got a ball weight on the top of that Wessex rig, so that'll keep my trace pinned right down. And I'm fishing. Okay, so the second rod is going to go over to the left. This is why I fish 2 rods with this sort of fishing, just to cover options really. So I can fish one right under my feet, and the second one, where the 2 rivers join, I'll put it down that sort of direction. Slightly longer rig on this one. Longer snoods as well. I'm just going to flick it. There's no need to cast it far anyway. They'll come right in the side. Oh, it's coming through lovely and strong now. Ah, a little flick, lovely. About 15 yards into the water. Just leave that catch a little bit of tide and bump around. Let's see what happens. Again, slack line on there. The tide's picking the slack up pretty quick, yeah? But it will ease off. So that cast I dropped out like 5 yards, and I've just put out has produced a fish. I didn't get a single indication, that's why I didn't even bother recording. But that's a nice fat November Loughor flounder, probably 3/4 of a pound. That's on the bottom hook. You can see the white beads there. Bottom hook of the short range rig. So I'll get this one back. That's a good start. I've had a few indications on the other rod, and the fish are either sleeping on it or they're gone. There's no rush with flounder. If you get a bite, just leave it there for another 5 or 6 minutes. You've got 3 baited hooks, and you'll often get a triple hook up as well. I've been getting a few indications on this left hand rod. Just a few sort of gentle taps now and again. I'm going to give it another 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Just see if there's something on there. Time to see if there's a fish on this rod. There's been a little bit of weed pushing through. Oh, it could be. I think there is. I think there's something small on you. Yeah, something's tapping. Bottom hook again. Ah, and a baby flounder. That's why I was getting the small indications. Great to see though. Perfection in miniature. So there's one of my snoods. Notice the ball weight on some of my rigs. They're going to be the short range rigs, just to keep the top of the rig pinned down. So I know all 3 hooks are on the bottom. Baiting up, so simple. A section of black lug, that stinking old black lug. I just cut it into 3 with the scissors. Just gives me one full rig's worth of black lug. Tiny little piece. There it is. Squeezed up and over the eye of the hook, over the knot, up to a sequin and a stop. And then maddies. Oh, some people don't like maddies for the reason that they're so small. They bite a little bit. They're not going to do any harm to you, are they? But there's maddies. Maddies, mudworm. What else do they call them? Reds. Maddies in Wales generally, or South Wales at least. But all you do with them, don't try to thread them on. It's just not going to happen. Once through, job done. Repeat hundreds of times. Just try to get a nice bunch on. They're a soft bait, so just be gentle. Be gentle. They're a lovely bait, really attractive bait. Fish love them. Fish love them in estuaries, beaches. Brilliant scratching bait. Good match bait. Anywhere. Fish just love maddies. But you get the picture. Just keep putting them on. Once through. Any old way. There we are, we're getting it slowly. Missed one. There's a bunch of maddies. Now I'll get my black lug, squeeze him back to the hook with the sequin above it. Push, push. Even put it back onto the hook a little bit if you want to. And that is a perfect flounder bait. The first fish I had was just really close in, just under my feet, so I'm just going to lob this one short again. See if there's any more there. It's crazy how close in you can catch a flounder. Look at that for a knock. That's the rod I just had that real small flounder on. I've dropped it out sort of 5 or 6 yards. Haven't even managed to rebait my trace yet. The spare one ready to go back out. Wow, look at that. Whoa. Oh, I gotta have a look at that, haven't I? Let's get him in. Oh yes, there's a fish on there. Come on. Oh yeah. Aggressive. Is that a flounder? Yes, I can see it. Aha. That took less than 5 minutes. I got 2 of them. And 2 real cracking fish as well. Where's the other? Wow. That's what it's all about. That's what it's about. Fantastic. Okay, so I just had a quick snap of these fish. The 3 better ones I've had so far. Just important to look after the fish. Luckily, all of these were pretty shallow hooked, lip hooked. Just look after them. Gorgeous fish. They are a hard fish, the flounder. But still, be nice and gentle with them. Don't go pulling hooks at them, which I've seen a lot of people do. There. Back to it. I've got another bite on this right hand rod now. Again, very close range. That was a little pull then, a gentle pull. There it is. That is the classic flounder bite. Strong, slow pulls, like a dragging pull. Pretty positive. When you've got rods like these with soft tips on them, you will see the bites. That's why you don't use the big heavy gear. You've got to match your gear to conditions and fish. There's no point using 4 to 8 ounce beach casters for these. You could even get away with a quiver tip rod for these at certain times of the year. There we are. There's a couple of knocks again. I'm going to see if that fish is on it. Let's reel him in. Let's have a little look. We're having a few indications on this one. I think I've missed that. It must have been a very small fish, that one. Oh well. Let's get a fresh rig out there. Bit of crab activity out there still. I'll just have to cast a little bit more often. I'm going to cast this slightly further to try to hit that channel. So you can see at the very start. So anytime I cast maddies, I just dunk them in the water for a few seconds. And with that, they sort of tense up. And they stand up to the cast a lot easier, a lot better. Beautiful. That's spot on there. Okay, there's a bite on my right hand rod. The line is falling slack. So obviously that means the fish is coming towards me. Or a massive crab, which I hope is not. Let's see if I got a fish. It looks like, yeah, a good Healthy bend there. They often leave the fight to the very last, the flounder. They dig in, and there we are. Another one. Slightly smaller, but still a great fish, in excellent condition. This is the best sort of time of year for them. If you were to take a few for eating, I'd say winter time is the time to get them, when the fillets are fatter. They are a very underrated eating fish. All mine are going back today. Just fishing for a bit of fun. Oh, he's going to need a little bit of work to get that hook out. Not bad, first one. Well, I've been having a couple of knocks on this rod. I've had nothing over high water at all. Loads of issues with crabs. You're stripping my baits clean within 5 minutes. Constant battle trying to get the worms back on the hooks. I think I got a fish here. All time. It's probably been 2 hours since I had my last fish. But it's worth it, just keep working. Keep putting the bait on. Yeah, there's something. Oh, don't pull off now. Drag me into a ledge. He's dragged me right into a ledge there. I think I might just wait. I'm going to have to leave that rod out there and pick it up in half hour or so when it goes back. You can see the fish pulling. He is pulling. Last thing I want to do is leave a rig in a fish, so I'll be patient. I'll leave that on the stand. Yeah, got him going. There he is. It's just worth being patient to get that fish in. Last thing you want to do is leave tackle in the fish. Oh, another nice size one. I'm going to call it quits there anyway. It's been a nice relaxing day. I had a couple of flounder, some decent sized ones as well. This one's going back like the rest of them. But I had fish straight away. As soon as the tide started pushing this morning, I had fish straight away. Up over high water, the water went a bit slack. I just had problems from crabs, a little bit of weed as well about on the turn. The crabs are nightmares. It's known for it down here. Just got to get through it, keep putting bait on, keep fishing hard. Even though you just want to go home sometimes. And you will get the rewards. But thanks very much for watching, as always. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see you on the next episode.